I like that.
Yeah. So we're here.
We're here.
We're here.
We're here. We have. It's been a long time coming, but we're here.
Now, a lot of people know who you are, Rangi, but
Yes.
for anyone who's new to Instagram, who's new to the motorcycle scene, tell us who you are.
I'm Rangi. I run Street Mob and SM Apparel. I've been in the motorcycle automotive scene for the best of maybe 15 plus years at the moment. So yeah.
It started up with cars, didn't it?
Yeah, so when I was younger, it was a mix of both. So when I first started in the automotive scenes, bikes weren't a thing, but I had a bike. So I'd always rock up at car meets and everything on a bike. And then I progressively just got into cars and went from there.
Yeah. 4 wheels. What
Yes.
was your first car?
My first car that I had out in the scene was, from memory, a 180SX.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nissan.
Yeah, Nissan. Yeah.
What year?
That was 1996 from memory.
The 90s were so good
Yeah.
for Japanese cars.
I believe that we're probably the last generation that had a really good automotive scene, especially within Australia. Like, the 90s Jap cars were a big thing when I was around. You just got injected, like LS1 V8s had just come in as well. So, like, you know, people were still running a lot of the 5-litre 308s and 350 Chevs. You know, there was a lot of old school still mixing around. We didn't have Facebook, we didn't have social media. So, like, it's all like locked in the memory bank of like, you remember that time?
And Ford and Holden were in the heyday.
Yeah, full peak.
Fairmont Gear, like that was my dream car when I was young. My uncle had one, and I really wanted a Fairmont Gear.
Yeah.
We're a Ford family, so don't judge. So what got you into motorcycles? You had a motorcycle.
So Dad was always heavily into motorcycles. He raced motocross.
Yeah.
So when I was 6, I got my first motocross bike. Did motocross down south because I'm from country. So always had a bike on the farm, always riding on the motocross bike. And then when I came up to Perth, it was mainly just fun. So it was cheaper for me to get a bike.
I just tell
It was cheaper for me to get a bike for like insurance, fuel, and just my everyday errand running.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I've ridden dirt bikes, so what's the difference with a street bike? I'll just grab one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So picked up a MC22 CBR 250. So just lambs, laws were a lot different back then. Like, we didn't have these 600s or these 500s. It was a 250 and that was all you could have. So, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm noticing Facebook Marketplace at the moment, there are a lot of these older riders that are trying to sell off their 250s.
Yeah.
So it's only been, I think, in the last 13 years, 14 years.
Yeah, that you've been able to
change the
correct.
landscape.
Yeah, correct.
Right. So what is it that, made 2 wheels grow in you more than the 4 wheels scene?
Freedom, man. It's 4 wheels is good and you've got your music and your mates in your car, but like 2 wheels just gives you this sense of freedom where you can lock out the whole world. Once you put that helmet on, everything goes quiet and it's literally you and a machine. Like, like a car you can sort of zone out a little bit. A bike you can't. You sort of need your receptors on at all points, watching traffic, watching people, the road. Like, it's just, if you haven't experienced 2 wheels, it's such a hard thing to explain to people.
Yes.
It really is.
I keep on saying it. People who don't ride a motorcycle don't get it.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
They really don't.
Because the first thing they say is, it's
You're crazy. It's dangerous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. Yet I feel, and I've been speaking to a lot of people about the philosophy of riding.
Yeah.
Because I'm very, spiritual Zen kind of minded myself. And I think that you are as well.
Yeah, it does.
But there was something about 2 wheels amidst all that chaos, which makes you sick.
100%, man. It's a center chi. Like, I went probably 4 years without a bike altogether when I had my daughter. Sold my cars, sold my bike, just full drive, traveling. And there was like, I didn't realize it for a long time. There was like a missing piece. It wasn't until I bought a bike and I was like, fuck, like, this is what it was. This is what I was missing. And it balances me. It calms me down. It puts everything in check. If I'm having a bad day or I'm not thinking or like things aren't going well with the business, I'll just ride and I'll come back and everything just feels grounded again.
Yeah. Have you been accused of going through a midlife crisis?
No, not yet. Not yet. I think it's because I've always had fast cars or fast bikes. I've never been without. So I don't think I've really got anyone to say that to me yet because I feel like I've just lived that crisis my whole life anyway.
I think I'm just asking that question to let myself feel better about it. Yeah. Because I've been accused of it. But I can really hear what you're saying about the zoning out, spacing out.
Yeah.
Just you and the machine. Because I didn't feel that, or I didn't know that until I got into motorcycles. No, I'm a late bloomer.
Yeah.
As many of our riders tend to be.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, 100%,
They
man.
start in different places.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what I was missing out on
Until you did
I
it.
got on 2 wheels.
Yeah.
And then I realised how much I needed it.
It becomes a need, right? It's not a want anymore. Like, you need that weekly ride at least, the minimum, or a couple of times a week, or you just feel weird and out of place.
Do you find the people around you, those who are close to you, they can sense something's up and they tell you to just go for a ride?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, same with a few of my friends. They'll be like, I'll sense a bit of an off, and I'm like, have you ridden this week? They're like, no. I'm like, all right, we'll go for a ride.
Yeah, that's it.
Then give me a call.
It's like when you're hungry,
Yeah, it's that hangry. Yeah.
Have you gone for a ride? We've got to coin a term for it. It's like riding.
Yeah, I feel ya.
You mentioned you got a kid and you gave up everything
Yeah.
for your kid.
I did.
I feel like I did similar. And this is why I'm getting into the scene now, because I put everything into the house, everything into my kids.
Became a parent.
And because you want to stick around. The irony being now they're on 2 wheels, we're possibly doing one of the most dangerous things you can do on the road, say for dancing in the freeway during peak hour.
Yeah.
Does that play in your mind, being a parent?
A little bit. I'm a very strong believer that, like, when it's your time, it's your time. Like, I've had some pretty big accidents on a motorcycle, like accidents that could have taken my life, and it didn't. So I am a very firm believer that if it's not your time, it's not your time, and when it is your time, it's your time. And I believe it. If it's going to happen on a bike, it's going to happen on a bike. It could happen me slipping in the shower, you know what I mean? Like,
that's it.
Like,
I mean, we live in a world, like I've got nephews and nieces with peanut allergies.
Yeah, exactly, right?
That could kill you.
Exactly. So, as far as it is dangerous, I always try to say don't ride out of your abilities.
Yes.
And I sort of know my threshold and where I am, and I try not to ride out of that scope. And in my sort of head, that makes it the safest place for me, right?
Yeah. Tell us about your worst hit. Worst accident.
I have 2 worst accidents that are probably pretty similar. My first one was on Old Yanchep Road. I hit a bit of a pothole, got a bit airborne. By the time I landed, I was about 10 meters away from the corner at about 130 k's an hour. So I just sort of pointed for the softest part in the bush I could see and closed my eyes and hoped for the best. I fractured my shoulder, broke 2 ribs on the left, 3 on the right. Broke my collarbone and broke my toe. I rode halfway home, like there was a group of us, and I was like, no, like I'm good. There was minimal damage to the bike. I got like halfway home and all the adrenaline stopped, and I was like, not good. My second one was probably, I actually went, I think it was turn 2, where you've got that dip at O'Brien's off the side of the cliff. I spent 11 hours on the side of the cliff, and I had to have the fire people climb down and get me.
Helicopter.
No, they just abseiled down.
Right.
So I actually, it was a lefter and I hit a slip and just literally slid off the edge.
And you were waiting there for 11 hours.
Yeah. So it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I was found around 2 or 3 o'clock. There was a local dude that just noticed some of the debris on the road, and I've spoken to him and he was sort of like, I didn't see that when I went to work. So he's like, I thought I'll just have a check, and he had a check and I could sort of see a light. And I was like 19 or 20, so social media and phones weren't a big thing back then. But I could just see a light, and he heard me sort of screaming out. So yeah, he called and they come and got me, and I was, so just broken ribs, broken leg, broken foot. I think a couple of broken fingers as well. So.
Did you have that moment where, this could be it?
Yeah, when it started to get dark and it started to get really cold, I was like, I'm done, probably my time, but then I went to hospital and bought a bike before I left. Look, I'm a firm believer that you need to get back on the horse or back on the bike.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you don't, that sort of fear mentality will start sitting in the back of your mind, and it'll just grow and grow and grow until you get to the point that you can't. There's just so much fear instilled inside of you that you can't do it anymore, you know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah.
You and I are both parents. Speaking about kids for a moment, we've spoken about that danger about riding. Time's up, your time's up. but we know that habits are contagious.
Yeah.
I've certainly got one kid of my three who's probably going to be a rider.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. So my daughter's already been on quads. She upgraded to a two-wheeler and did a little bit of motocross. She gets on the back of the Harley. She's not so keen to get back on the Gixxer yet. One of our friends was like, oh, that's the fast bike. And as soon as you said that, she was like, nope, don't want to be on it. So she'll get around to it, but the Harley, she runs amok on. She loves it. Like, she literally has fallen asleep on the back of the Harley, and I've had to, like, find a way to strap her to me and hold her to get home because she's just zonked out. So pretty much. So I definitely feel like she could potentially be a rider, and she'll probably get the itch at some point and want to bike.
I feel the same with my young. Well, my older two kids surprise me. They're very risk averse, more responsible than this guy. But my youngest is definitely the wild child.
Yeah, he's the wild child.
But I don't see it as being wild anymore, like, because we impart the habits that we develop.
Yeah.
You know? And I think for the most part we're pretty responsible at it.
Yeah, I agree.
We try to impart wisdom and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that our kids see us riding because it makes them more aware of motorcycles.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Like, when you do ride and then you jump in a car, you are so much more aware of people around you, especially bikes. Just when they're lane splitting, coming up beside you, you sort of notice them a lot more. Where I think if you've never been on a bike, it's why we get pulled out on all the time and people don't notice us. They're just not aware of that factor in life, you know?
Have you seen, not the tar but the same rush, but I think on the whole, Perth drives pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think there are a few exceptions.
Yeah, like a lot of people go Perth's just shit, they can't merge, but like, I've been to Queensland, I've been to Sydney, like, I've been to Melbourne, I lived in Melbourne, like, they're all the same. You get the same drivers, I believe, in every state than what you do here. I think WA is just a bit more chilled, so we've got a lot more maybe right lane hogs that like to do 90 or people doing 90, and it's just that chill coastal lifestyle just runs through everyone that lives in WA, I feel.
I think we've got a pretty good here. Like, we just don't know. That's
we don't.
You take a Perth rider and take it to Sydney. Then they might have something to complain about.
Yeah, I didn't realise how much I love Perth until I moved to Melbourne. When I moved there for 2 years, it made me want to come back because I realised how great it was here.
Oh, for starters, you can ride 75% of the year.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I hated in Melbourne. Like, it was like 85% of the year you weren't riding. Not unless you were like one of those people that enjoy riding in the wet.
And it almost breaks my heart to say, because I'm a born Victorian. But, that'll be a home for me, but I could never ride there.
No, I agree.
But the scenes here is pretty good as well. I'm still really impressed with it.
A lot of people underestimate WA. Like, when Anari came over, he didn't expect to see what he saw. And, he was like, this is definitely one of the biggest rides I've been on. I think people, like even he said, people just think we're like a lost country bumpkin town with absolutely nothing here. There's a lot more people saying Melbourne scene, but it's very spread out. As you know, Victoria's, it's huge. It's way bigger than Perth. So you can have all these groups and you're probably never going to cross paths with them because one's west, one's north, one's south, one's east. We're here, north is an hour that way, south is an hour that way, east is an hour that way, and we can find a way together, right? Yeah.
So we're literally a mob.
Yeah, 100%.
Tell us more about Street Mob. So established in 2023.
Yes.
You are the self-proclaimed king of a mob.
Yes, I am.
What was the vision behind it?
We were just riding a lot with a few mates, going to car events and stuff, and they were like, fuck, like, it'd be cool if we had our own event, sort of thing. And then one day one of the boys was like, oh, we're just such a mob, eh? And I was like, and it just clicked, and I was like, fuck, I'll make some hoodies. There's enough of us. So we did that, started doing events. It started predominantly Harleys, but my vision was never that. It was never Harleys. I wanted inclusive everything. Like, I don't care if you got a moped, you know what I mean? Like, if it's two wheels, even a trike, like, I want you here, you know what I mean? Like, that's what we wanted. So I just sort of, a lot of my car culture days, a lot of people had bikes, so I sort of had to tap into everybody, and I just did what I did in the car scene and did the exact same thing in the bike scene, and it popped off.
Yeah. That's one thing that I've been I'd say I'm still fairly new. I'm like a year and a little bit into riding a motorcycle. But the people that I've interviewed, and they may be experienced riders or very fresh riders. Like, I interviewed a couple who were learning together, which is really cool.
That's cool, lads.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's really cool. So, I've got a lot of content to sift through. the one common denominator is how positive they feel about the Perth community.
Yeah, agreed.
And one thing I have noticed is that you've got your different groups, like you've got your two-wheel society, you've got your street one, you've got your pontoon crew, that people assume that because they're different groups, they're against each other. But
it's not. Like, you could probably say there's a good 15, 20 like popular groups within Perth, and for the most part of it, 98% of us all get along.
Yeah.
We all get along, we all communicate, we all work together. You're always going to have that sort of 1 to 2% that live on the outside or they don't want that, but I don't hate those people. I don't have a problem with those people. Like, everybody's entitled to their own thing. Simple as that.
That's it, right, your own right.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel that the community is pretty chill anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, these groups, they're more like clubs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call them gangs or anything like
No.
that. People, it's like, you know me, I float around.
Yeah.
I'm part of it, I'll roll with any crew.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's what it should be about. Right?
I agree. And like, I try to distance the mob from being a group. I try to really focus it on being a brand that just runs events, and it's probably why we don't run as much as well. But then it's also probably why we get such a high turnout when we do, because I really don't run often at all. Like, I think our last run was April or May, maybe before.
I attempted to be part of that group that went down to Bunbury with you guys.
Oh yes, I remember.
But I got stuck behind a caravan, and I think I lost you guys at about 1:50 down the Forest Highway. So I pulled off. At Jared, I had a great time. Anyway, that's a different story. That's a different. Has the mob attracted any unwanted attention?
Touchwood, no, not yet.
Okay.
We've always worked pretty well with authorities or anyone that really doesn't want it. The only bad attention, you get your haters, right? That just don't like what you do or don't like you for a reason. And majority of the time it's people you don't even know or you've never met, which is...
What's up with that?
I don't know if it's like... My theory, right, is maybe what I'm doing is something that person wanted to do. Maybe they couldn't kick it off and it didn't work for them. So instead of maybe just approaching and being like, hey, I did this, why didn't it work? And us working together to fix it for you, they just revert to hate and jealousy. That's all I can lead it down to. And that word tall poppy syndrome, I think out of every state, WA has the worst tall poppy syndrome, period. Like, it really does. And what people don't get is because Perth is so small, you need to work together. Like, there were people that tried to pit, James from Onto on me and me against James. And I just went in there one day and we had a lunch and he went, bro, like, that's not it. And me and him work so well together. It's not even funny. And it's like, James, we're the same, but we're not. Like, the way he runs things is bipolar opposite to me. The people he normally gets at his are bipolar opposite to me. Like, but we vibe very well. We communicate well. Like, we're running probably our biggest event of the year.
I was going to ask about Project Reset.
This is going to be awesome. So this was actually, shout out to Cypher over in Queensland. So he actually kicked Project Reset off with us in Queensland. I think it was last year or start of this year. And it was really well. And it's about breaking this tall poppy syndrome down, right? Because over in Queensland, they were having a lot of these hoodie wars, like brands against brands. Yeah. And we've started to sort of see similar trend here. And I don't understand why, right? Yeah. Like, I work very well with a lot of armoured hoodie brands. And we all run our prices within $5 or $10 of each other. That way, you're not buying my product because it's cheaper. You're buying my product because you like my product. Yeah. Or you're buying their product because you like their product. And what that does is it creates like a structure, for those brands, and people go, oh shit, like those three brands are working together. So I want to support and follow all three.
Yes.
So now all three of us are building where if it was like me against you and you against you, they're not going to go to you because they're with me. And it doesn't help the scene breed and build. So I was like, I want to do Reset here because we've got a lot of groups, we've got a lot of brands. Let's get them all on board. And like every week we're just getting bigger brands like Next Helmets. So Next Helmets has jumped on board and thrown 2 helmets for prizes, which is a big thing. Cool. And they're not cheap. They're like $600 helmets, which is like above your like starting range helmet. We've had companies come in with details, clothing, merch, vouchers. Like it's awesome to see such a big community willing to give. And all they're getting is a post on our page explaining who they are to help build them. But it's coming together. Even like Distortion, the car groups, they're focusing mainly on static meat. So they're going to jump on board as well. Which is I think, is a huge group. A big step. Yeah, well, look, after that incident at Monday Meets. So a lot of us bigger groups were actually pulled in by Warpole, WA Police. So just sort of comms between what we're going to start doing and the things they're going to start being a little bit more strict on. One of them is cruise events. They're going to sort of start being a little bit more strict on how they are. So Distortion took a big leap of faith and completely revamped their whole entire structure. And I was lucky enough to speak to the boys on the weekend at Cruise West, and they're loving it. They're loving the shift. Yeah. You know what I mean? They think it's better to controlled environment.
Oh, look, it's a really brave and bold step.
Huge, man.
Yeah, look, kudos to them for
Yeah.
The question that I had, though, like, because I'm only speaking for myself, with the different hoodies and the brands, because the impression that I got when I saw the Onsu crew, the street mob and all that, my initial thought, I was hesitant to buy a jumper like that because I thought I had to be a particular type of rider in order to wear that brand.
Look, there's definitely some brands out there that have that sort of, I guess, ruling from what I've heard and what I've been told that, well, if you wear our stuff, you can't wear that, you can't ride with them, which I find that weird, right? Like, that'd be like Nike being like, well, you can't buy our product if you buy Adidas, which you're just cutting your own foot because, well, I wear Nike, but I also wear Adidas.
Who's riding around with an official sponsorship?
Yeah, like, you know, I've got a Nolan helmet and Alpine boots and Revit gloves.
Yeah, like, dude, I dress like a Power
Yeah, right? Like, so, like, I believe personally, and this might be biased, but any brand out there or group that goes, hey, you can't ride with us if you wear something else, I'd probably deter myself from that band or group. Because you're not allowing yourself to explore, yeah? Like, you're being locked in. And I've had people come from groups and be like, I didn't know you existed. I didn't know the hub existed. I didn't know UtH existed and stuff like that. And it's because some brands and groups have just sort of kept them in this little tight huddle and been like, no, you can't do that. Yeah. And it's weird. Like, why would you want to conform yourself in such a free thing to just that?
There's diversity.
Right?
That's the strength of the motorcycle.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. And like, with this big event, we've got, I think it's next week, Perth Motorcycle Show, next weekend. So this has been going for, I think, 12 years. I think this is 12th year. It's been going for a long time, but predominantly that's the way it went. It became just a Harley event. And last year, you know, a couple of the organisers reached out and we went and had a look at the event and we're like, no, like, we can jump on this. And they're so excited because the same thing, that they were so conformed to such one type of bike. They're like excited that there's all these new bikes coming this year. You know what I mean?
Well, I could write a thesis about this, about globalization, what it's done for the motorcycle scene. But the fact is now that we have a huge market.
Yeah, massive market.
Maybe back in the day.
Oh, it was very small.
It was a Harley Davidson.
It really was.
The big bike you got was a Harley Davidson.
Yeah, agreed.
But now the big bike, I mean,
you've got your Indians, though, like in your cruiser range. Triumph's bringing out some really nice cruisers as well. Like, there's such a huge, vast majority of bikes, and even the Chinese market that's coming in. Like, I was blessed enough to ride Jai Superville's CF Moto she bought the other day.
Yeah.
That's a 3-cylinder bike, and I low-key love 3-cylinder bikes. I just love the red range and the sound.
Is it the SLS 450?
No, she got, I think it's the 650 or the non-Lambs bike, so it's the big version.
Okay, so they're like
their correct. Yeah. It was amazing. Like, I didn't rev it fully out because it's still on a running, but the fun I had on it, the speed, the agility, the handling, like, value for money if you're not looking to spend it. Go out and buy a CF Moto. Like, that thing is amazing.
I learned on a 300 NK. And
they're great, right?
That seat was super cool.
Yeah.
And so for 1 hour lessons, it was really good on the boy bits. And that suit was really responsive and really zippy for a 300. This is
they're great. Bike. They've got great tech as well. So it's not like, I don't believe they're behind. I believe that there's just this Chinese name behind it. You know what I mean? Like, some bikes get a name. It's like Jixers. They've got this, you know, theory behind them that you know, gay if you ride a Gixxer, like,
which is ridiculous.
Which it is, because I've never had one. Like, these are my first ones, and I can't fault the bike. It's one of my favourite thousands I've ever owned. You know, like, very, very close to the ZX10, but I didn't think that anything would trump my love for the ZX10 and the Gixxer.
Knock it till you try it.
Right? Like,
and this is the beauty about it as well. Like, there is a bike out there to match your personality.
Yeah.
All right. Do the bikes that you own match Rangi's personality?
Oh, look, I feel like the Gixxer does. Like, I feel like it's definitely me.
I can't imagine you want anything else.
Look, a lot of people have said that now. the biggest thing I always try to tell people, because I get a lot of people that are like, Rangi, what bike should I buy? And I'm like, what's your budget? They tell me, I'm like, okay, cool. Go ride everything you like in that budget. Because you will get people that'll go just buy an S1K because it's a fad, you know, or they'll...
No offense to the S1K.
Yeah, no offense at all. Or they'll buy a V4 because, you know, that's what their friends got. But like me personally, I love the look of the V4, I love the mechanics, but I've never felt comfortable on it. So I wouldn't own one, where I love the S1K, like I really, really do. Not so much the new gen, but like sort of Gen 2, Gen 3, really, really love. So don't just buy one because your mate said. Go ride everything in that budget, and you'll know. You'll ride 10 bikes that day, and there'll be one that just keeps standing out no matter what.
In many ways, the bike's big skill.
100%. 100%.
And that connectivity is really important as well.
It is.
Like, finding that Zen, that she, the one.
Yeah.
Now, you and I have spoken at great length off camera at different times about mental health.
Yes.
You and I have had, quite different mental health journeys, but they're mental health journeys nonetheless.
Yeah.
But bikes have been a big part of that.
Yeah.
In coping.
Yeah, bikes and the automotive scene, it's also part of the reason why I guess I've always had a group. Create something for people to connect. Like a lot of people, the biggest reward I get out of what I do, is the messages I get of people being like, thank you, you've given me something I never had. You've given me people. You've given me friends. You know, like I've never had friends. I've never been able to have girlfriends, especially women. Like we have so many women that come to our events, and because there is no weirdness or seedy men and crap like that, because I won't put up with it, they feel comfortable and they're meeting the other women in the group, and they just love it, man. And those messages are what keeps me going. It's not the money, it's not the merch I'm selling, it's not trying to buy a better bike or do all this, it's the thank yous, Thank you for getting me on the track. Thank you for coming for a ride with me and just showing me a few tips. That there, can't put a price on it.
That's it.
You can't.
We're building a culture around it. Yeah. When I say we, it's more you.
No, but you are as well, man. Through your videos, even, I get so many people that even when you're at like your Two Wheels One Love event, just those little 2 to 4 minute intervals you have with people, putting them on a camera, or even just having a talk, I've had nothing but good reviews from you, man. Like people that are like, oh, Spitty, or they see us tagged in something or talking, they're like, oh my God, how good of a guy he is. So like, as much as you might not think that what you're doing is big, it really is. Like you're making such an impact because you're not just interviewing the top of the top. You interview people that could have been a day, right? And that I think something that makes the community stronger.
You can't see it, but I'm blushing here. I appreciate it.
No, 100%, man.
Yeah. But look, so I figured when I bought a motorcycle, I want to be in this thing and I want to experience it all.
Yeah.
And this is part of it as well. But the mental health in particular,
it's huge, man.
You find your mob, you find your crew.
Yeah. A big group of people, like when we go out to dinner or something, there's minimum 15, 20 of us. And if you look at that table, there's no way in school we would have all hung out.
Absolutely.
Like, would you, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you look at the people in the scene, you've got gym junkies, models, you've got, the nerdy types, your animes, you've got your Comic-Con, your gamers, your footballers, your Muay Thai people. And we're all there because we all love bikes.
You got a lot of circus in the Venn diagram.
Yeah.
The one thing that brings them all together.
Yeah, but in school, you wouldn't. You'd have your gym people and the popular girls over there, your anime and your Comic-Con people over there, your fighters over there. Like, for some unknown reason, they're the same circles, but they would never entwine.
That's it. And this is, again, touching on something that we spoke about earlier. This is something that non-riders don't get.
Correct.
Because when they see a bunch of bikers together, what do they think? They think trouble.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So when they hear us rolling up, at a place like this or Hillary's, the ordinary folk, the paisan or the peasants, they think, they're here, they're going to cause trouble.
Yeah, we're not.
Just like them.
And I guess that's where, as well, that touching on Project Reset again, because obviously it's essentially just our Christmas ride and we've renamed it. That sort of breaks that persona down because everyone's dressed up. Like every year when we've rolled through the Crown or we've come down here and everyone's in Santa costumes or Mrs. Claus or the Grinch or dressed up, it breaks that demographic. People being like, oh, they're hoodlums. Old people come over to get photos, they laugh. Like, and again, that's a demographic I've been trying to break because they're not just seeing a group of Harleys. They're like, oh, there's Harleys, there's street bikes, everyone's dressed up. This This isn't a gang or a bunch of hoodlums. Like, what is this? I wanna find out more. You know what I mean? So that's another reason why we created stuff like that. Yeah.
So good. It's so good. And look, whether you know it or not, you're building that. You're helping shape that culture here in Perth. And I feel that the motorcycle community is probably one of the most inclusive communities.
I agree.
That I've known here in Perth. Like we were speaking about earlier, north, south, that disappears.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It really does. And I think, like, we're going to focus a lot this year. I think we're not going to follow the trend of these people deleting our cruises. We're just going to probably not run as many. So the way I've worked it is we'll do 4 a year. That's it. So one every quarter. Obviously one being the Christmas Project Reset cruise. A big one I've actually surprised that we've got a lot of interest on is the overnight trip in November.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah.
Watching, that's coming up.
Yeah, so we've got an overnight trip. I used to do it every year because my dad actually runs a social club down south before he moved. And they used to do a run where you'd meet up in Bunbury, you'd travel to Augusta, stay the night at Augusta and move back. And I went, why is no one doing this? Like, everyone's doing these city rides. They're great, yeah? But, like, we've done a few Lano rides and everyone loved it. That Bunbury ride, everyone that came along absolutely loved it. And we've got a lot of supporters in Bunbury.
Even when I got left I still enjoyed it.
Right.
Because I was rolling through, I paired up with Dally. Shout out Dally.
Dally's awesome.
Yeah, and until I got stuck behind that caravan, I thought, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? The whole thing was fun.
Yeah.
So I peeled up at Jarradale, I stopped at the servo, filled up. No, I'm still enjoying my time.
And even from that we learned. So when we rocked up, we're like, where the fuck is Spitty? And Dally was like, oh, he turned off. So I was like, okay, cool. So for this run, we've actually got a person staying at the back, no matter what. So they're going to be the tail end. So they know the end point. So if there is that drag, as long as you're not behind him, you're good. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm happy to be part of it. Happy to have been the guinea pig, man.
Yeah, so like it was good because you learn from these events, yeah? So we're going to be leaving on a Friday at lunchtime like we normally would, cruising down to Bunbury. We're all staying in the same motel. It's got like a pool and a really good barbecue area. So I think there's actually 15 or 20 people that have signed up.
Okay.
There's 9 people I know confirmed. But Bunbury's got 40, 50 riders. So we're going to link up with them on the Saturday, do like Brunswick, the back of Collie, and then we're going to stop at the Mumble Up Tavern in Collie, just out of Collie, which is a tavern that my parents actually used to own. They do really good lunches, and then we're going to come back through Ferguson Valley, stop at Gnomeville, Donnybrook, and then do a bit of a barbecue on the Saturday at the motel.
It's a family vacation.
Right?
Yeah.
And then Sunday, if anyone's up for it, we're going to get up and do Bustleton, do like the essentially river canal run through Busso, go to Yellingup, sit back through to Eagle Bay up to the lighthouse, do lunch at Dunsborough Bakery, maybe go to Simo's, and then we'll just straight shot back Perth Sunday Arvo.
Maybe more of this stuff, please.
Well, that's what I mean. It's different, right? Like, I feel like it's time for people to put some Ks on their bikes, and like, some people hate when I say this, but like, do some real riding. Like, I love the city stuff, and yes, it's real riding, but like, there's more to it. I feel like the bike culture started with these old dudes back in the day on Triumphs and Harleys and Indians just putting a swag on their bike and sending it.
That's it.
And adventuring, right? Finding new roads, having new experiences. And I don't feel like it's enough. Everyone just, they do O'Brien's, or we do Canning Mills Road, or we do the Twisties.
Which is all good, but there's only so many times you can do that before it starts to get,
right? Complacent. Yeah. So hopefully with the people we've got coming, it catches on, and this is something that we can do every year and, change up the places.
There's so much road out there to explore.
Oh, massive. Yeah, it's huge.
One thing I want to harken back to, if we can do a bit of an O-turn.
Yeah.
Motorcycle fun. Is motorcycle riding a big part of the culture? Has it enhanced other parts of your life?
Oh, look, it's definitely made me more receptible to, I guess, everyone likes to troll here or there on the internet and having a bit of fun, and I kind of don't do that as much because I guess I've got this social platform where people sort of don't take as what I say as gospel, but like they really listen, yeah? So I try to be a lot more positive and, I guess, influential towards people, yeah? Like, especially with what I wear and even my own mistakes, like, my accident, like it's only recently I've had a crash. I have been riding on the road for 15 years and it's just proof in the factor. It doesn't matter how much you ride. Like at some point, the road's got to eat as well, yeah. And it was just a complacent moment in my life. Like, I take that roundabout every day, all day, every day, no problem. It's literally 400 meters from my house.
I'm so glad you touched on that because, when I first got on the motorcycle, before I pitched the idea to my wife, I had a PowerPoint presentation and everything.
I love that.
I looked up, you're more likely to be involved in a motor vehicle accident either on 2 wheels or 4 wheels.
Yeah.
Within 2 k's of home.
Of your home, yeah.
Or 2 k's of work.
Right?
Yep.
And like, even, because we had 3 of the boys behind me, so the guy behind me was doing around 30 k's, so we sort of gauged that I was doing sort of 30 to 50. I wasn't over sending it, but it was just, he was like, man, I don't even know what happened. He could just notice as I was coming around the corner, the sort of tail of the bike started to fish a bit, and as I went to correct it, it's just nipped the edge of the curb and it high-sided me. And like, I guess touching on that, like, all of my accidents have been high speed, so I've always been in gear. This is probably the slowest accident I had, but it shook me, man. Like, the whole corner of my helmet was missing a chunk. My foot had blown up. The doctor said that I would have snapped my ankle if I wasn't in my boots. I was wearing one of my armoured hoodies, so I can proudly say I tested my own product. I wasn't marked anywhere else, but my knees, I was just in normal jeans. I had a few scars on my knees, which I have now. So I guess it made me realise, like, I haven't not been in gear since that accident. And I'll never tell someone, to wear anything, but maybe it's a bit of a cultural awareness for everybody that experienced riders crash. Slow speed accidents are just as bad as high speed accidents. And me, is like you said, it's changed me because I want to influence that on people, because the culture's trending, right, on Instagram. And you're seeing a lot of these muscle built guys, like, you're a big man, you know what I mean? Like, we see you flexing. But, you get a lot of these guys in, nothing but a singlet on the highway flexing their muscles. And like, it looks cool, but I guess the awareness of how cool is it going to look when you come off.
That's it.
Right?
So what good are they if they're torn from your bones?
Correct.
That's very graphic.
But it's maybe the graphic that we need, yeah? Like, I've got a close friend that was in leggings and she had an accident, and the photos she showed me of them having it, like, because it's nylon spandex, it's not good when it heats. Trying to pick it out of a scar, and the scar it's left is amazing. Like, it's just, you don't know until you know, yeah? So, like, this isn't me telling anyone not to wear it. You wear what you wear, but I guess just have that in the back of your mind on the possibilities. Like, every time we ride, we know there's a possibility we're going to crash. Someone might hit us, or there might be a mistake. Like, we know when we put that helmet on, we throw our leg over our bike, there's a strong possibility.
Something could happen.
Yeah.
Something could happen. The last question I have for you, Rangi,
of course,
is about, all right, using that influence that you have, a bit like Uncle Ben, the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
All right. If there was some wisdom that you want to impart on those new to the scene, what would that wisdom be? What advice would be?
It'd probably be a couple of things. First thing is ride your own ride, like we've already discussed. I feel like a lot of people, you get that perceived pressure from friends, like in school, to maybe try to ride that little bit more with them. Be comfortable in your own riding, and you ride to your own ability, irrespective of what everyone says, because you're the only person that can control your outcome on a bike. Secondly, touching on like what we had said about that, you can't ride with this person, surround yourself with good people. If people are making you change your ways, or they're bringing you down or telling you can't do things, they're not your people. It's better to ride alone with you on your bike than with people that don't match your aura.
Absolutely.
Simple as that.
Now, mate, it's been a pleasure.
No, 100% Steve. Always.
The last chat.
No, definitely not, man. I'm always down for this. This is great.
And look, and that's something I forgot to mention as well. Like, the community's gotten so big and
huge,
big and close,
huge,
that we start to recognise other riders on the road.
Yeah, all the time. You ride past, you're like, oh, hey. Yeah, even like I've done it on the freeway. The other day I was on the freeway. There's a dude on the other side of the freeway, and he's like, and then like I got a message. He's like, was that you on the freeway? I'm like, how did you even know that was me? Like.
I've got a feeling it might be time for Spitty Spotto again.
I'm down for this, man.
So give a t-shirt away if they spot you on the road.
Look, I'll say this on camera right now. We should do a Spitty Spotto over a week. Whoever spottos you, I'll give him a $100 voucher to the store.
Oh, all right.
Let's run it up. We'll do that.
Let's make it happen.
100%. So, yeah, 100%. When he announces it, I'll do a $100 gift voucher to our store on whoever spots Spitty first in that week.
All right.
We'll work on that. I'm keen.
Rules.
Yeah.
Right. Mate, pleasure once again. All right.
Sick. Thank you very much, Fitty. Appreciate ya.
Good.